Hello, hello. What's up, Tiberian? Good evening. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to anyone else. Hope you've been doing well, bud. Been a few streams. I am, like always, pretty tired. But I'm here. I'm going to be checking out a game I've never played and don't know anything about called the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. I remember this being shown on like a Devolver something or other a while back, and Devolver puts out quality stuff. Oh god, release my mouse, please. Let's see. Tired too. Don't know why. Slept several hours today. I mean, if that several's only like 5 or 6, that could be why. I think I've only been getting. I've had a series of busy days. Let's see here. I would like to. There's full screen. Cool. I've had a series of busy days doing grandma caretaker stuff. We had some wiring issues at the house, and our phones were offline for a little while. But we got that taken care of today. It's really fun trying to explain to a 92-year-old woman how just the most basic circuits work. Imagine it as a series of tubes, like your water pipes. My uncle, her son, and I had to take like half an hour to be like, so we need this to happen. And she had a question, and we're like, no, that's not what we're saying. That's not the problem. But we got it all fixed today. You got about 7 hours? That's nice. I feel like that's enough. I usually feel like I get enough if it's like 6 or 7. I mean, 8 is definitely recommended. And sometimes I'll go without enough sleep for like several days in a row where I feel like I just need 10. But also if I get more than 8 or 9 hours of sleep, I feel like that's too much, you know? It's not a big truck you can just dump something in. Yeah, it's real funny. Because my uncle gets the jokes. He's like politically and socially aware. I mean, he's in his 60s, but he's always been pretty smart and quick and sharp. And my grandma has not. And she's great. I love her, but she has a really hard time keeping track of more than one thing in her head at a time. So if an explanation involves multiple steps, she has trouble following it sometimes. Do it for the hood, do it for the street, do it for the ghetto. There's a lot of Sisterhood stars in the hood remake. I don't know what that's from. Oh, DJ Khaled. Yeah, I don't listen to Khaled. Never really have. What's up, Teddy? Welcome, welcome. I have no idea what type of game this is. It just looked cool from the screenshots I've seen. Steam says adventure, visual novel style of game. And all right. Let's see what we got. It has a content warning. It's got super chill music so far, so I like that. No, that's all good. That doesn't have a subtitles option. Maybe we won't need it. Might not be any spoken voice. Content warning. Game tackles sensitive themes and content including self-harm, suicide, discrimination, gender dysphoria, depression, anxiety, nudity, sexual themes, crude language, use of legal drugs. That seems fine. That's all stuff we're comfortable with here. Or at least I am. Game autosaves, overrides progress as you go. Can't change slots mid-story to try different options. Eternal Void. Heed the words of a prisoner. I beg of you, send me a curse to break this immortal isolation. Hear the chant my mentor once forbid me to recite. Stranger to my soul, invade my body. Yeah, that's a dangerous one. Stranger to my soul, invade my mind. Grant me an eye to see beyond my torment. Take my pride, my sorrow, my chains. Turn them into power, wisdom, revenge. Isolation will do that. Stranger to my soul, invade my magic. Stranger to my soul, become my faith. And then the Eldritch appear. That's a beautiful song. Feels great to be awakened again. Who are you? Cool. My name is Fortuna. I'm a witch. With a nice, comfy floating house. Isolated, though, by the look of it. This is great. Why did you summon me? A Brahmar. Because I would rather lose my pride than my sanity. Yeah, good choice. You can't eat pride. It doesn't keep you company. Sounds fun. Tell me more. I was condemned to exile by the leader of my coven. Today marks the 200th year of my millennium-long sentence. That's probably long enough. And I can't take it anymore. I need your help. What do you use as a clock? Humanity's cradle. Planet Earth. Let me just count the rotations. Oh, 200 human years. That's quite some time. I feel you. I had been imprisoned for 5,402 years until you summoned me. Isolation can really do a number on you. We're just going to be chilling out with old, bored, lonely elder gods. That's fine. I will help you. I shall become your familiar. Thank you, Albramar. Now, get comfortable. We're going to seal a contract. Fucking cool. First of all, allow me to express my gratitude. Really thankful you freed me from my cosmic prison. Yeah, sure, mate. Let's chat. Why were you imprisoned? Something the matter? Not really. It's just that after all the reading I did about behemoths, I didn't expect your behavior to be so mundane. Whoa, mundane? That's rough. Oh, I mean, you're still intimidating, but I always pictured you speaking in archaic poetry or something like that. I like you. I like you so much I'm going to let you pick the terms of our contract. You'll still have to pay a high price for my magic, though. I'm well aware of that. I won't back off. Alright, then let's begin your training. The ceremony is 5 days long. Let me know when you're ready to begin. Let's do it now. I don't have anything else going on. You're already my favorite master. It's been 5,000 years since you've talked to anyone else. I'm assuming your previous master. I don't think that's a very high accomplishment, but cool, sure. What do we got? First day is the easiest one. An interview, so we can get to know each other. Perfect. Lesson 1, admittance. Breaking things down into lessons is pretty cool. Tell me about yourself. What is your speciality? I'm a fortune teller. You got banned for heretical fortunes? Oh, one of my favorites. Would you mind doing a reading for me? I can't. As part of my sentence, Adana banished my tarot deck. Adana's the leader of my coven. Wow, you must have done something really grave to get exiled and deprived of your magic. I foretold the falling of my coven. Yeah, people usually don't like that. Tell them shit's gonna go bad, and they try to turn away or cast you out. Only good vibes. Toxic positivity. Usually, not a very good realist approach. Bleak, but how are your visions your fault? After my premonition, the coven was consumed by despair. Many witches came to me for counsel to prepare before the end times. Idana didn't like that. She holds supreme authority in our coven, so she's decided to exile me to this wandering asteroid. Our leader determined that even if all covens must fall eventually, advertising their demise only pushes the catastrophe forward. I mean, but wouldn't you want to know if there was, like, any details in that vision? You could maybe do things to soften the blow. Idana decided my power posed a great danger to the peace inside our coven. Plus, like, exiling Fortuna here is not going to do anything to avert the fall. Granted, if you make everybody paranoid and no one can relax, that's not good, but, like, that's not the greatest reaction to that news, you know? She concluded that I had to learn to reason instead of relying exclusively on my gift. Well, that's fair. So I was sentenced to meditate for a millennium, deprived of my deck. Since I'm here, I deduce that you don't agree with your leader's judgment. She was afraid of my influence. Many of our sisters put their trust in my advice. I'm sure that hag thought I was undermining her supremacy and decided to cast me out. That will also happen. Sure sounds sour about it. Would you kill her, should you have the chance? Nah, I mean, that wouldn't change anything. Probably. I don't know anything about Idana. Aside from she's maybe not the best leader. But this is also probably not the best action. Nah. Isolation didn't eat away your mercy yet, I see. Okay. I'll help you recover your powers. You'll get me a new deck? Tarot? Nah. I mean, Tarot's cute, but it's too human-centric to grasp the hidden truths of the cosmos. You will create your own deck. My own deck? I wouldn't even know where to begin. It's the right approach, though. Shh. Leave the details to me. What's up, J. Hank? How you doing? That is what these 5 days of training are for. You're going back to witch school, Fortuna. For this training, we will review the 4 basic elements of magic. Air, water, earth, and fire. We're going elemental, huh? Oh, no. Don't worry. It'll be fun. Plus, you'll get to seal a contract with me for each of those energies. Now, get some rest. Tomorrow, we will start with the invisible energy, air. Figured Fortuna would probably like a bigger conversation. You know, it was kind of short for an entire day when she's already had 200 years of isolation. That's a great animation. Holy shit. First day of school. You nervous? To be honest, I'm just happy to be able to hear something other than my own voice. Heh, that's cool. Today we're going to talk about air. We're going to focus on what will be useful for creating our own divination deck. Understood. Air represents the invisible, the negative space, that which imbues everything. Air is the collective subconscious, energy within a community, the ecosystem. Air is everything that surrounds us. Air is context. Exactly. Master your air, you will acquire unparalleled awareness. Well, at least it's not, like, super direct elemental, right? Like tarot. It's more metaphorical and representative than specific. There's power in knowing one's place. Even when isolated, you are one with the cosmos. Now, for the first part of our contract, we will seal our air energies together. Yes, please. As I promised, I'll let you decide the nature of every seal. You just need to answer a question. But careful. Your answers will affect your fate dramatically. Yeah, I'm ready. For the air seal, how do you want to be perceived? I don't like any of these. Nice to breathe in the context of the air. Yeah, taste become an empath. Taste, I mean, it's more than that, obviously, but taste the vagaries How do we want to be perceived? There's no option for do not perceive me. I don't feel like she wants to be pitied. I don't feel like any of these really apply. I mean, if I chose, like, I would totally kill the person who sent me here. Feared would be appropriate. What's up, Davis? How you doing? We're all tired. We're building a tarot deck. Or our own tarot deck. How do we want to be perceived? I guess adored. Maybe pitied for being exiled so long. But like, mild adoration. Being sad about the Pomu stuff. Yeah, I think that hit just about everybody. She's kind of universally loved. Who knows what will happen next? Everybody keeps on saying VShoujo stuff, and I'm like tired of that reaction. But, you know, it's Pomu. I think she'll be okay. She's been enough of an inspiration, and she already talked about not wanting to be burnt out, so I understand that. You want to be adored. Ready for an ego trip, eh? Sure, let's go all in. I'm on board. This guy does look like he would support an ego trip. A massive ego. Inspiring adoration will allow you to gather support from many. But be careful you don't get overthrown by your idol persona. Timing! I understand. Allow me to seal our air energies together, then. Never really watched it before? Pomu's great. That hurt. Also, what is this? That felt good. Of course it did. Can't you feel the power? Yes, I feel it, but I also felt like I was tearing apart. Well, girl, I am a behemoth after all. What did you expect? I know. I can take it. Good. Now focus on that bit of air energy we unlocked. We're going to use it to create our first card. I notice you have a ceremonial tokonoma, or witchcraft, in the basement. This? Head over there and I'll teach you how to create cards. I'm not even in control of walking around. Oh, maybe I kind of am. No other options are available yet. Kind of reminds you of Coco. I wouldn't say that she's the Coco of Nichi Sanji, but she's like first wave of Niji, you know, and the first one to debut among them. Pomo was, I mean, she's not gone yet. How to describe it? She's always extremely Genki, loved. Like, Pomu was the anime nerd. They're all anime nerds. Pomu was the most weeb of all of them. Like, Finana had never really streamed much before, but she's very... Finana's, like, extremely online and a zoomer, but she's pretty chill. Alira... They're all really great singers and love, like, a lot of JP and... like, a lot of the kind of traditional music that's known in the VTuber sphere. Alira is also very, like, chill and comfy. Yeah, Coco wasn't kicked out. She left on her own terms. And Pomu was very, like, very Genki. I don't want to say high energy, because she's not like Filion. Or anything kind of like that. But she, like, loved maid cafes and loves, what's the... the like fan dances people would do at idol concerts. She's like way more into idols than any of the others. And so she did like, I think the Hololive China thing was different. But no, Coco talks about, she talked about like wanting to leave because she felt like she didn't fit and she wanted to do different stuff than what Hololive was aiming for. But yeah, Pomu, I think, is doing it to like avoid burnout, and she feels like she's done what she set out to do, and kind of maybe might have other ideas that she wants to do, but we don't really know where she's going next, and if she's going to be streaming or not at all. Yeah, idols are a big part of VTuber culture, but like, and you'll see a lot of streams around there and a lot of like karaoke that's big idol music. But Pomu was like super big into it. Super big into idol culture. Long before she knew about Niji Sanji at all. And then when she got in, she like continually celebrated that type of stuff. And like that kind of stood her apart from Illyria and Fanana. Pomu is also like incredibly creative. You know, she made a music video that involved like getting a weather balloon and sending a camera into fucking space in an upper atmosphere with like her group in front of the camera, and that was like a big part of how the video was stitched together. Recently made another one out of like a lot of other images of the three of them on her trip to Antarctica. Like, she did some really creative, unique stuff and made a great impression for a lot of people. I could never pick which one of them that I liked the most, right? I would always joke that my Oshi is just Lazulite. And it probably still is. So I'm definitely going to miss her, for sure. Yeah, I haven't done a karaoke yet. I think my first one's probably going to be like a Guilty Gear thing. But I don't know. I haven't prepped for it at all. And I have no idea when that's going to happen. Maybe this year. Can I say something in Japanese? Ma, ちょっと苦手てるよ。でも、めっちゃちょっと、本当。わかんない。Oh man, Death Grips. Death Grips, Tanashi. Zach Hill, sugoi. I don't know how to say drummer. Zach Hill, drummer Ichiban, tabun. Just crazy. Zach Hill of Death Grips, and previously Hella, and Brian Chimpendale of Lightning Bolt are some of my favorite drummers ever. And then also probably, what's his fucking name? The dude from Don Caballero, who is apparently, or at least was, like a huge asshole and a pain to work with, which is why that band constantly went through different members, and he's the only consistent one throughout the entire band's history. But Don Caballero, Hella, and Death Grips, and Lightning Bolt. God damn, those drummers are so fucking good. You know, I haven't been watching too much of the Boing Boing Taco and Ookami. I really like their hair. I think their models are rigged incredibly well, and that's not just like, goddamn, look at the bouncy. Like, they're fucking, the details in their hair and hats and how animated like the rest of their body parts are, the rest of their models are really nice. They look great. But I'm also not really attracted to I'm not really like drawn to streamers because of how bouncy their assets are. Anyway, people are gonna miss Pomu. She's great. There's some really, really fantastic early Minecraft streams. Their original songs are amazing. She was a blast to watch. Is still a blast to watch. All of her Metal Gear streams are fantastic, and she infected the rest of Niji Sanji with Metal Gear. Those are, if you want to watch anything, those are great. Oh, she was picking me, or is picking me. Strange that you don't watch too much of her now. I mean, she's still around. That was like the most obvious one, I feel. But yeah, it's Twitch. Oh, Matsuri is joining them? You know what? I never really paid attention to or liked idol stuff at all until I saw, and this was after I started watching Hololive and Niji and like a bunch of other VTubers. I never really paid any attention to idol stuff or J-pop or K-pop until I saw, I think it was Matsuri and Suisei and Flare. I think it was Flare. Matsuri and Suisei and Flare do an idol thing, and I was fucking blown away by Matsuri. Like, Suisei is clearly one of the best vocalists in all of Hololive, but man, Matsuri put on a fucking show. She was great. Oh man, I would love to see Eric twerking. I'll rig myself a 3D VTuber model just so we can twerk together. That'd be great. Yeah, I'm not going to be awake at 7 a.m. tomorrow. But that's something to check in on. I'll look for clips of it. That's for sure. Anyway. Let's check out. Let's create our air card. I have points. Energies. This is the Arcane Grimoire. Step 1 of 3. Select a sphere. 9 points, 2 energy stuff down here. An enchanted opera house that magnifies the emotions of anything sung inside its chambers. Cool, perfect. We were just talking about singing. Okay. Here you'll acquire magical images that can be used to craft your cards. There are 3 types. Spheres for the backgrounds, arcana for the main figure on the card, and symbols to add some magic pizzazz to your compositions. I love it when elder gods speak in terms like pizzazz. They all cost magic energy to summon. Right now, you can only acquire air-type elements because we've only unlocked the air seal. But you can go ahead and browse the Grimoire to savor your future creations. Okay. So I can choose how much... Oh. What do we want to unlock first as a sphere, which will cost us 2 energy, and we can only do air. Magical cemetery for the witches who dared to tamper with time. The quicksand absorbs the bodies and turns their souls into heat. And that's the quicksand graveyard. The pleasant prairie. When Jasmine's mentor retired, she summoned a dozen acres of enchanted grasslands inspired by a poem written by the youngest witch of her coven. We can make that one. We can only make air. I'm treating this like Magic the Gathering right now. Moonstone Temple. Before magical enslavement was forbidden, the long-lost coven of the Jade Sculptors tasked 7 major daemons with carving a gigantic temple out of a moon. The unspeakable dimensions of the temple make the witches who study inside its halls aware of their insignificance within the universe and enhances their powers through humility. That sounds like a great place to start. Sadly, it's Earth. During the Ivalana Payash Yothi. During the last war before the Age of the Witches, the ancients pierced these lands so deep the planet is always bleeding lava. The first witches tried to heal this dominion by covering it with the tears of water deities. The waters of... I guess that's Jivalana, or Yivalana Payash Yothi, are forever boiling. Rituals performed using salt from these waters grant access to the most profound emotions. It's also a pretty decent place to start. The road! The road back is lethal. The road ahead is unknown. That's a fantastic starting card. I'm probably going to go with that. Demonic desert lands, home of the Dahlia, Daggersmith Witch. White sands of this dominion are cursed. Earth sediments wake up and transform into bone demons. Dahlia hunts them and uses their bodies and innards to craft ceremonial knives. Multiple cost. I think this is another game that is only artistically compromised by pixel art. Nah, it looks great. It's fantastic as is. I can imagine this as like a 3D model that looks like garbage. Home of Dahlia the Daggersmith Witch, the White Sands, this men are cursed. Transform into bone demons. Dahlia hunts them and uses their bodies and innards to craft ceremonial knives. Shipwreck Library. That's cool. Home of the water deity that collects every letter that was never sent or never got to its destination. I love it. That's like a Sandman bit. Witches can purchase this lost knowledge in exchange for unedited poems or beautiful shells. This is like God, it's been so long since I've read Sandman, and even though I just watched the TV show recently, by recently I mean like a year ago, Lucian is the caretaker. This is like Lucian's library of everything that was never written. That's pretty cool. Charred battlefield. War is meaningless. One of the largest known stars, the forbidden behemoth, was once imprisoned at its core of this red hypergiant. VI Canis Majoris. That might be a real star. Though it sounds a little bit more like a constellation. You can have 2D art and still not look like lazy shit. I don't think this looks like lazy shit at all. I think it looks fantastic. Look at the parallaxing on the stars. And how smoothly this shit's animated. Sunset Docks. A humble wooden dock cursed by heartbroken witch. The legends say that anyone who parts ways with someone and sails away from this dock will never meet the one they left behind again. Strong for a tarot card. Jade Monk's Waterfalls, home of the Coven of the Jade Sculptors. The giant Jade Monk statues guard the souls of every member of the clan. If you bring the heart of a deceased Jade Witch back to these waterfalls, she can be born again as a mortal, retaining her memories but not her skills. Those who are reborn must act as servants for the living witches of their coven. Ew. Ill-fated. Less than a century ago, Jim Skullbelt. Bunch of rat skulls. Less than a century ago, the architect witch Grieve, perhaps Greta, carved 13 skull-shaped rooms out of an asteroid belt, all connected by ivory walk bridges. The rumors say these chambers turn a witch's words into energy and allow them to communicate with extra-dimensional beings. The Nomad Sky Caravan, the best merchants of their galaxy, they couldn't figure out how to travel through space, so they tore away a piece of their homeland skies and took it with them. A blue nebula full of flying ships that soar the Milky Way. Fucking dope, honestly. Wonder how many of the Game of Thrones books Lucian has? At least part of one currently. Titan Quarry. Titans are said to be able to mine a planet the size of Earth in less than 50 years. Their kind is unable to hurt a soul, so they only mine asteroids or planets that are unable to sustain life. No one knows what they use the mined materials for. They're happy to share their ore if you ask them with respect. The 100-column worship. Inside the Warhorse Nebula is a passage to a non-Euclidean canyon filled with 100 obsidian towers. No witch knows who erected them. If you climb into a tower, you can see versions of yourself looking back at you from the many windows of the rest of the towers. Or are they the ones being watched? I do love non-Euclidean spaces. The Phrygia, a city of blacksmiths built inside the skeleton of a titanic behemoth. Bone marrow of the fallen beast burns for eons, so their forges are always alight. The Red Strings Club, a cursed cocktail bar that takes the soul of whoever owns it hostage in exchange for supernatural abilities to read into their customers' souls. If you want to be crafty, that's a good place to start. Forgotten Factory. Many millennia ago, before witches cracked the cosmic code to manipulate matter, they built a factory under the crust of Venus. It was operated by iron golems, and it allowed many human covens to expand beyond the solar system. The magical post office. The most Harry Potter of the cards. A magic forest realm inside the folds of time. Never mind, immediately cooler than Harry Potter. Only accessible by witches' familiars. The magical post office is the quickest way to send letters and parcels to one witch dominion to another. Maybe from one witch dominion to another. Witches favor this method of communication because there's no known way to tamper with it. I think I can actually do that one, right? This is air. We can do the post office. Sky Caravan's pretty fucking cool, actually. The road, which is great. Gotta go to the store. Yeah, man. Get your stuff. As always, thanks for dropping by and hanging out. I appreciate it. Road's a good place to start. Pleasant Prairie. Yeah, maybe. The Opera House. I do like the purple gold combo. I kind of think fucking Sky Nomads sounds dope. Oh, I've got to get several, and there's... Oh, shit, there's like a lot. Okay. Seed of Knowledge. Astral behemoth that hides behind the moon of planets which harbor underdeveloped cultures, like the solar system's Earth. It puts myths from other dimensions inside of mortal minds to guide and protect them. That costs a lot. The Harpy Herald. Harbinger of newfound paths, the Herald has been spreading occult discoveries from coven to coven since she was created by the corpse of Archwitch Kadamia. That's cool. Like a different Hermes. That's a lot of air, though. That leaves me with only 3 for the next step. Oh no, this is the we're creating 1 card. A sphere, an arcane, and something else. So we've gone with the Sky Nomads, who just carried their sky with them into space, which is a great little concept. A goddess in love with a sidereal snake, an ever-burning passion that shatters the fabric of the void. Shaman. Shamans have been taking care of the soul and heart of many tribes since the birth of the mortal kin. These mortals can grasp a blur of the ideas we witches weave into the light of the stars. That's also cool. I like that. Pilot of the Machina cult. Damn, that's dope. The coven of the Machina cult erected these steel golems according to the instructions detailed in the scriptures that the Beldam automata handed to her coven after returning from a 70-year-long trip into a black hole. Dope. Air, water, and earth. Surprisingly little fire going on for a steel golem. The Gold Blower. One of the artisans, a minor god who crafts blessed jars. Water poured from an amphora blown by the gold blower will make fruit grow out of dead soil. Wine poured from a gold vase will make mortals find love. Tea poured from a golden kettle will inspire witches to write new spells. He's blowing gold like glass. It's pretty cool. Wolf Mother and Children. A behemoth born from the erratic retelling of a popular fable. Every time a witch tells a story, the seed of knowledge absorbs the sediments of her words. When a tale is narrated enough times, a minor behemoth will appear. The Wolf Mother now wanders the cosmos, adopting orphaned magical creatures. Cool. Can't do it. Duchess of Solace. Perhaps befitting for our character. A fairy that offers her services as a dominatrix for sorceresses lost in lust. Maybe not. When a witch draws her power from passion, she can reach a point at which her libido takes control. With her extensive erotic repertoire, the Duchess of Solace has never failed to exhaust a lustful witch and return her to normal. I like it. Pyre for the Heretic. Although humanity has a long history of witch burning, they have never managed to burn a real witch. Yeah, that's accurate. Considered the banner bearer, considered puny cowards, these witches know there's nothing braver than to charge onto the battlefield with a cloth instead of a sword. It's true. Forbidden door to pleasure. Witches found this door chained to the ever-expanding edges of this universe. No one's ever dared to go through it. Once, a young witch looked through its keyhole and fell victim to a 7-year-long orgasm. Addicted, she went back to look again, but this time she exploded into red dust. Who knows if that explosion was orgasmic or not. The Dragon. Born from the imagination of mortals and extinct because of their greed, dragons were known for keeping treasure and grudges. The Harvest Oracle. A behemoth that keeps 3 of every known seed in this universe. Witches can ask for any of these seeds, under oath to restock them after they collect the fruit. Should they fail to deliver, the eyes of that witch will turn into said seeds, and the oracle will come to harvest them. Better fucking watch out and know what you're dealing with. The Pureblood Seeker. Why do some of these look like they're maybe nods to other indie games? The Last Coyote Gunslinger, out to hunt down the scions of the Purple Blood Behemoth throughout the vast cosmos. Is that you, buddy? She feeds on their blood and extends her life to prolong her never-ending vengeance. Deerfolk Paladin. Guardians of the Deerfolk Witch Coven. Just like humans, male Deerfolk can't become witches. Unlike humans, male Deerfolk aren't blind to magic, and they give their lives to the service of their coven to protect knowledge and hunt traitors. The Bartender. He's used to mourn and celebrate with people from all walks of life. He knows how to look into the soul of a mortal, and he knows how to exploit it. Yeah, it's pretty good. The Avian Dancer. Exotic dancing spirits that are summoned throughout the universe for their ability to take celebration to levels of pure ecstasy. They have never visited planet Earth. The Florist. A very old man that has given his entire life to the art of growing and reading flowers. He's got to know not only their names and properties, but their effects on the hearts of mortals. The Astronaut. He knows that time is a sea and not a line. True. He's on a quest to make the universe equal, and just for every life form, done a cry. Huh. And the Fallen Hero. Heroes don't protect the people, but ideals, a symbol of resilience and sacrifice that can only be killed by corruption. I can't do many of these. In fact, I only have 2 choices. Our Harpy Herald or our Shaman. And I liked the Shaman. Protect that air convoy. Yeah. 3 energy left. Oh, damn. This is like twice as many, but some are locked. Or maybe this is just for... They made like 4 more. And it looks nice to keep it the same size. Select our symbol. A golden shovel, a last-bladed tool forged by the gold blower. The golden shovel is hollow, so you can feel the energy resonances of the earth while you dig. The bottomless jug, classic. Its contents are sour because it pours the unshed tears of the dead. Also pretty classic. The asteroid. Asteroids are astral bodies with a destination. When an asteroid is born, it is written into its core where and when it will crash. They bring fire and change. Ruby candle lamp. Unnatural crimson flames enlighten the dark paths of the mind. They shed light over hidden courage, but also rage. I like this one a lot. I kind of wish I could choose it. The Onyx Trumpet. Here's one of our choices. A blatant way to announce your will and desire. This instrument has many detractors, but no one is able to ignore its sentiment. That's a pretty strong choice, I feel, with the rest. A cane carved out of wood from a sacred willow makes grass sprout from every hole it pokes on, even the most arid soil. Aether Wings, one of the most popular spells among beginner witches. The Aether Wings spell not only allow... Thought it was going to be like the Aether Wings spelled something to happen, but no, the Aether Wings spell not only allows the user to fly, but allows them to gift wings to other beings. Convenient, that. The Glass Trident. Say it only makes traitors bleed. There's only one, and it has been lost since they used it in the trial that got Adana expelled from her former coven. Adana got expelled. I mean, I imagine there's probably a lot of expelling going on in covens. Just like there's a lot of fracturing going on in political circles. Or splintering in friend circles. Garujtikuch. Garujtikuch, perhaps. A magic trinket created by boiling seashells in beluga oil and marrow bone. Whatever you whisper into a Garujtikuch will transform into gossip that spreads like wildfire among mortals and witches alike. The Minister of Secrets. Whatever secret you confess, the Minister of Secrets will keep anyone from spreading it. The spell will break if the eel dies. The Obsidian Sledgehammer. Bolts fixed to the earth by an obsidian sledgehammer are impossible to remove unless you recite the words carved into the hammer's head. They're often used to trap demons or set up camps in the wildlands. Fire Whip of Dominance. I know what other aspect that's going with. Popular tool among witch summoners to tame fire elementals. The spirits do not submit because of the pain, but because of the pleasure. The Igniting Saber. Blades made out of the demon bones that can light on fire if you whisper the name of the beast they come from. An Arbiter book. An Arbiter's most essential tool, whatever they write in these books, is updated immediately in the Master Grimoire, and once the information is classified by a superior officer, replicated throughout every book of every Arbiter. Is that the first one we can choose? No, okay. Trumpet, Wings, book. The Jade Roadkeepers. The Coven of the Jade Sculptors craft these little guardians to bless their roads. Whoever walks a path blessed by a Jade Roadkeeper will be free from thieves and predators. Think you gotta head off? Have I been going? Goddamn, I've been going for like 50 minutes already. As always, thanks for stopping by, Deus. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you around, mate. Have a good night and get some good rest. Coven of the Jade Sculptors craft these little guardians to bless their roads. Whoever walks a path blessed by a Jade Roadkeeper will be free from thieves and predators. The Blue Light Torch. I love this. That looks great. Eyes for the Night. Pain for the Wraith. The Inevitable 3. A summonable flock of legendary prey birds that can deliver any message, hunt any fugitive, and steal any trinket. The Tower Shield. Protects a warrior from their ankles to their eyes. A common piece of equipment for the Deerfolk Paladins. Swordfish Liquor. 1 glass will make you happy. 2 will make you horny. 3 will make you honest. That's pretty strong. The Hunter Witch Rifle. Witches that specialize in hunting magical beasts often turn their wands into rifles. These weapons are able to shoot any magical spell sealed inside a sapphire bullet. Yeah, that's a good way of getting your message across. The Dark Matter Bow. That sounds dope. Arcane bow designed to hunt spirits. Cannot hurt physical entities, so sometimes witches use it to for mock battles and recreating William Tell's infamous shot. I think all the ones I can choose... I think all of these take 2, right? Yeah, some... Oh, no, some cost 3. The mixed ones cost 3. A mirror that only shows the reflection of its owner. Can't lie while looking at it, so witches use it to find out if they're fooling themselves, which happens quite often. That would be a great thing to have. The Veridismere. I want one of those. Snowcat eyes. The eyes of a cat from the Crystal Nebula dimension. If you seal the eye of a snowcat in a glass doll, it'll come to life and protect you until it shatters. They're extremely fragile and extremely dangerous. And the Iron Golem. Iron Servants of the Forge Planet. So, Sky Nomad Convoy. The Shaman. And the Bow. The Book. I kind of like the Book. I feel like there's stuff that, like, logically goes with certain other choices. It just repeats if I go... Yeah, okay. I feel like there's stuff that's, like, logically goes with certain other choices, and I feel like that's a trap. Polite way to announce your desire. The instrument has many detractors, but no one is able to ignore its sentiment. The wings feel like a pretty good pair, but I like the book. And honestly, the bow is pretty cool. Kind of works with the shaman, but like in a peaceful way. And like in an educational way. Yeah, let's go with the Dark Matter bow. And there's our first card. Now build your card. You can move the background and drag, rotate, and scale the images around. Add as many images as you want from the stock at the side of the card. Don't worry, it won't cost you any extra energy. Oh, that's super cool! How do I zoom in and out? That's super cool. I wonder if it's got a system for changing things, like, as you change all of this. This is dope. This also looks like, I mean, I know it's a card, but it looks like I'm editing it on a smartphone. You know? Oh, layers. Nice. I want to be able to zoom out a little bit on this so I can get more of, like, the space background and the nomads. Cool. What's up, Gregorius? How you doing? Everybody that's dropped by so far has been quite tired. Let's remove you. I'm making tarot cards. This is a game called The Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, and I don't know what it's really about yet. I'm just starting. But I thought it looked really cool visually, and so I decided to pick it up and try it out. At least for like a single stream. I don't know if I'll play a lot of it. I might play this off stream though. It's really like this BGM is super relaxing. But yeah, I don't know if what I'm doing right now has any effect on anything. Neat, though. I just disconnected from chat for a little second. Yeah, the BGM's super relaxing. I don't even know. I think it might kind of be like a puzzle game. I don't know if it's like a tarot card deck builder. Steam calls it an adventure visual novel, and it's definitely living up to the visual novel stuff so far. Gonna play my stream while trying to sleep. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of me reading stuff, but this BGM is pretty good. And the game's not loud. I'm gonna turn this up a tiny bit, just so it comes through more. But hey, I hope it helps you sleep. That looks good. That's busy. Oh, it was calculating a little bit. The Elder Magpie. The meaning of a card varies depending on which elements you combine. This one was all air. The merchant caravan spreads conversations. They save knowledge. They remember crimes. Dark matter arrow can't be touched, but will be heard. A hurricane of air energy will stir luck and call for the unexpected. Meanings of guide, discovery, justice, predestination, and luck. Yeah, that's kind of what there was more like protection than I got from like the shaman. It seems to be focusing on everything except for the shaman. But yeah, that's a good start. Air elements lean towards relationships, community, and karma. You got night shift this week? You're on a North America sleep schedule right now? Then yeah, you would be going to sleep somewhat soon, huh? I have like a slightly later sleep schedule. I'll be doing this for, I don't know, at least another hour, I feel. Yeah, definitely not Asia time. You are sleeping during the day. Pay attention to your studies so you can tune your divination style towards the ideas you fancy the most. It can be tricky at the beginning. The only way to master this is through experience. Yeah, I don't even know what this is used for, what we're doing yet. Do you like it? I do, actually. I think that's pretty cool. It looks promising. Feels way more complex than tarot, but I can sense its potential. Sleep on the day really messes you up. Yeah, I feel like having a consistent sleep schedule is more important than like when you're actually sleeping, but different people definitely vary. You get headaches? Yeah, I get headaches all the time, and mine seem to happen more frequently and more intensely if I wake up really early, like before 8 or 9 my time. But if I'm waking up at like 9:30 or 10, I'm fine. And so I usually wake up at like 10:30 or 11 and am like energized and feeling good throughout the day. But definitely like jostling your sleep schedule around, shaking it up, usually feels bad. So I hope you either go back to your previous schedule or like the headaches stop happening because you like get used to a new sleep schedule. Consistency, I think, is the important part though. Feels way more complex than tarot, but I can sense its potential. Good. We're only just getting started. It will all make more sense when you try your hand at reading them. We'll wait until you've made at least 2 cards, though. There's not a lot of predestination in shuffling a single card. Yeah, fair enough. I'm sorry, you must be tired. Go to bed and review the fundamentals of air. Tomorrow, we will unlock your water. Thank you, Abramar. Thanks to you, Fortuna. I will make you happy, I promise. Good night. Weird Egyptian alien lich lobster. Do not be afraid of him. Become his master. Emotion. New BGM. Oh, that animation's so good. You need to fix your sleep schedule before your brother's wedding. That's like one of the rough things about having a sleep schedule that's not the normal sleep schedule wherever you are. People will be like, hey, we need to do this thing. And it'll always be like right in the middle of when you're sleeping. Shit, I didn't read that first one. For breatheth is the cosmos, and eternity thy grief. What are you doing? Thought I could get more in character to satisfy your expectations. I'd rather focus on our studies. You don't want to have someone to just like chat and BS with, Fortuna? Oh, come on. You're not the only one excited about being able to talk to somebody after eternal imprisonment. Loosen up a bit. I don't want to command him to focus. Holy familiar, which charm are we studying today? I think she does just kind of want to get to the studies. Abimar, let's get on with the studies, please. Oh, you're no fun. Okay, nerd, as you wish. Let's begin the lesson. The second element we will unlock is water. You know, maybe we could, like, get some playfulness back into Fortuna. She has been out here for 200 years. Maybe just, like, being an academic is not the best for her. Water represents substance, meaning, the hidden nature of things. Water comes in many shapes, purpose, desire, willpower. Water is everything that lives inside of you. Water is emotion. That's a good synthesis, yes. Master your water, and you will have the key to any heart and soul. There's power in empathy and self-awareness. Water isn't my forte, but I understand. I wonder if that line changes if I chose different options. Yeah, I noticed that. But don't worry, I'm here to support you. Now, for the second part of our contract, we will seal our water energies together. Yes, please. Again, you decide the nature of our contract. Answer this question. And remember, your answers will affect your fate dramatically. I know, I know. For the water seal, what is your innermost desire? It seems like knowledge, actually. Fortuna got banned from her coven. I mean, maybe power, but Fortuna got banished from her coven for relaying, like, a fortune-telling prophecy about the coven falling apart. And so, knowledge was probably more important to her than listening to the head of her coven or lying about her fortune-telling. But maybe power, because, like, maybe she knew that by spreading that fortune, it would cause them to all start panicking and fall apart even faster, or more dramatically. Still, I'm going to go with knowledge, because that fits me a bit better, I think. Knowledge. Knowledge. That's not a common desire. But it makes sense. Enlightenment is a mighty resource for a witch. Can't wait to see what you'll make of new knowledge. Although, be careful not to stumble onto one of those cosmic truths that are better left unknown. I don't know if there is such a thing. I don't want my favorite witch to lose her mind. Now, I have a question. When will all the contracts we've been sealing become effective? Immediately. I mean, They are etched into the cosmic wheel as we speak. In time, it'll all come to you. And you will be pretty aware of the moment they're delivered. I see. I can tell you one thing for sure. They'll come in the same order we sealed them. First, you'll get your adoration. You'll notice how people idolize you. This is definitely responsive to what we selected earlier. So we're building a story through constructing a tarot deck. But there's more to it than that. Like our dialogue choices and the cards we build affect the story in the end. And maybe even how we arrange the deck. Like visually. Sometime after, you'll discover a new source of knowledge. Then, whatever we seal on your Earth will happen. And finally, in the distant future, you'll pay the price we agree on the fire seal. A price, huh? Everything you've asked for will come at a price. I guess your summoning spell is forbidden for a reason, huh? Having second thoughts? No. I need this. Seal the second contract already. Brace yourself. Nine water points. My bones! Woohoo! Girl, you have power. I just hope this torture is worth it. It will be. Have faith. Can I make a new card now? Yes, same as yesterday. Head to the basement. No other options. This BGM is fantastic. I love it. Let's go toss a card together out of water energies. And we get to look through it. Okay, cool. This looks good. I'm happy with that. So, water energy cards. We've already read through all of them. This was pretty cool. This might be my favorite. Shipwreck Library is neat. Oh, but now we could also do this. Because we have one excess air. But I could also save air for later. We're going to have one excess of a lot of stuff, I feel. Neat. So really, I can only build, but if I save my air energy... Oh, the Red Strings Club, actually, we can build too. If I save my air energy... Is this the only one that uses one air? And the Strings Club. And if I went this way, I would have 0 air left over. Options. Okay, well, I think I'm only going to use 2 and go for Shipwreck Library. Because this is a cool concept. It's a concept I've really liked since Sandman. And I would have needed to save 3 air. Maybe we'll get more later. Like, we'll build our first 4 cards. And then rest. Or do whatever to gain more energy. So. Probably spending 3 water. Or 4 water, rather. Wolf Mother was pretty good. You're cool. Forbidden Door to Pleasure with the Shipwreck Library. Just found this door changed to an ever-expanding edges of the universe. Right. One lady looked through the keyhole and had a 7-year-long orgasm, and then she did it again, but vaporized herself. Do I have other options? The bartender. Which, you know, if I chose the bar, which I can't do, right? If I go back and choose the bar, that's all of my air energy. Right, so I couldn't do them both, even though they line up pretty well. Which means my only option here, actually, is the Wolf Mother or the Forbidden Door to Pleasure. I like the Wolf Mother. Wolf Mother and Children. That goes along well with stories. And then, what do we have here? The Bottomless Jug. That seems like a pretty good match. Where's the Unshed Tears of the Dead? All messages that were never sent anywhere. Kind of lost and adopted beings. Those are pretty good matches. Last Trident. There's only one. It's been lost since it was used in the trial that got Adina expelled from her former coven. You could combine this to learn about Idana, perhaps. I do still have one heir. So we could use the Minister of Secrets. This is a blessing and a curse, though. For sure. Oh. Ooh, wait, that's 2 air. Never mind. Man, this would go really well with the Shipwreck Library. Could start spreading out lost knowledge. Again, great with the Shipwreck Library. Wolf Mother and Cub. Let me read Wolf Mother and Cub one more time. Behemoth born from the erratic retelling of a popular fable. Every time a witch tells a story, the seed of knowledge absorbs the sediment of her words. When a tale is narrated enough times, a minor behemoth will appear. The Wolf Mother will now wanders the cosmos, adopting orphaned magical creatures. Yeah, definitely. The book seems like a pretty good combo. But Swordfish Liquor might also do well. Of course, this also goes well with the bar. Bartender, Swordfish Liquor. That just gels, I feel. Ooh. Lots of reflecting on hard truths with these 3, I think. Oh, whoa, this is so cool. This art's so good. Let's do like this. Wish I could zoom in and out on these pieces. I'm gonna put the mirror. Can I maybe up just a little bit? The mirror as the door. Yeah, that's off a little. Yeah, I really wish I could zoom these in and out. But of course, like pixelated nature, that could start looking bad pretty quickly. But I want just like a little bit more room to really play around with this design. Anyway, I like the meanings more than the... Well, I don't know. It looks great, but I like the meanings more. The deity in the shipwreck scrutinizes every secret. The love from the wolf mother is infinite. The mirror dispels what isn't true. A flood of water can unleash hidden potentials. Meanings: mercy, wellness, communication, peace, and power. And this is going back to our first one. Okay. Coming of age. The magpie, coming of age. Now, come upstairs. You're going to read the cards for me. I've only got 2, though. We have a total of 2 options for how this reading can go. Which, I mean, is not actually true in game terms, because there's a bunch of different choices I could have made back there. So, depending on how reactive this is, that's pretty cool. But, I mean, if you want me to read your fortune with a tarot deck of 2, time for some divination. This is your area of expertise, so you guide me through this. Okay. Card reading with just 2 cards, huh? Mm-hmm. We need to test if these really work, so I'll do a reading we can confirm on the spot. I'm going to read your past. Oh, that's bold. I like it. I'm ready. It's been a couple of centuries without my deck. I may be a bit rusty. You just enjoy it. You're among friends here. Okay, it's going to be a very simple reading. Going to draw a card and place it on this spot to read into your past. Here we go. I only have 2 to shuffle with. The Elder Magpie. I don't have any other choice. Reads your past. Traumatized. Yeah, definitely depends on the person, right? Reading should change. Perhaps. What's going on, Lumboy? You got our Elder Magpie. Were you justly locked up, or perhaps unlucky? You served many witches in the past. You've been tricked, tortured, or destroyed numerous times. You are older than this universe. You get around. You served many... Oh, wait. Does this take energy or give it back? Oh, that's cool. If this gives it back. I mean, it can't take it. I've only got 1 of each, so it's got to give it back. You get around. Pro got witches. I don't. I mean, all you gotta do is go out and meet some. They're around. I've met a few. In a place that really shouldn't have a lot of witches, too. It'd be strange if a clap sounded every time you blink. Well, you can blink every time the clap happens. I love this BGM, though. Right, J. Hank? This is like... This is pretty Chill and smooth. I'm liking it. Church? Probably not. Avoiding church. If you can find places people go where they avoid church, that's a good place to meet some witches. You served many witches in the past. Is that true? From what I've read, you were exiled thousands of years ago by the founders of our coven. That is correct. Thousands of years is but a tiny fraction of this universe's age, though. Your recollection of my existence may begin with your coven, but I have served many witches from this universe, and the one that came before this one. I'm sure other covens keep records of different myths about me, but I'm considered forbidden knowledge in most magic societies. So I doubt witches will ever get the full picture of my behemoth nature. Will I ever get it? The full picture? You should leave that human husk first. Your organs aren't prepared to contain or withstand some truths about this reality. Ooh, spooky. Hey, I'm serious. I know, I just wanted to take some of that wind out of your sails. Good grief. Nice. Okay, cool. This is how you actually get options to build more varied cards. Whoa, what was that? I felt a surge. That's your deck harvesting energy. Whenever you do a reading, you'll harvest magic akin to the card you drew. Fortune telling will be your main source of energy once we seal our pact. I see. Alright, the cards work. They work like a charm, I must say. You know some witches? Cool. I've only ever known one self-proclaimed witch that I didn't like. And she was obviously, like, still searching for a personality of her own, you know? Trying to make stuff up and brag to seem big and cool when she didn't really have too much going on. But I hope she's doing alright. I mean, a witch, she doesn't do any magic except for making half my income disappear every month. I don't know if that's a witch. Might be something that sounds a little similar. Or a boomer joke. Yeah, I once knew someone that was like, I summon Hecate regularly. We chat, we're on good terms. And that's a sign. And that sign says, get away. They work like a charm, I must say. You're a gifted fortune teller, my friend. Thank you. I really missed this. I almost forgot how exciting it is to dig into the secrets of the cosmic wheel. I'm so happy for you. And I'm also thankful, Abramar. We're just getting started. Now, go get some rest. Tomorrow, we'll make another card and do some more divination. Looking forward to it. Good night. This has the potential to vary up a lot. Abramar loves you. Do you think you'll ever be able to love a being such as him? Sure, why not? Listen, 4 strength? Was last one 3? Yeah, get away. I can't summon a portal any faster. Yes. Yes. More like, I wish I had time manipulation so that I could go back and make sure that we never met, but I kept the knowledge so I could know to stay away. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't anywhere near that bad. But I did want to portal out of there real quick. Would have been a little dramatic, though. I feel like there's so many different card combinations you could make, but only a few different dialogue choices you could make. And so that's how you're going to limit a lot of the, like, variation in a run, in a playthrough. But if you make more than 4 cards, A, this could take a while, and B, That's a lot of variation in writing. Oh, God. Yeah. I feel like if I told her I gotta go, Hogwarts is calling, she would have been more interested. And I am not a Hogwarts fan. Today's lesson is about Earth. This is a powerful one. Were the other ones powerful as well? Well, of course, but this one is pure potential. Literally power. Okay, okay. Glad to see you excited. Let's begin the lesson, please. Okay, Earth. Earth. How can I sum it up? Earth represents determination, empowerment, everything that pushes you forward. Earth is grounding, support, the source, but also direction of your force. Earth is your drive. Earth is, what is she going to say? Conduit? Earth is your potential? Yeah, strength. Okay, he said power to begin with, so strength. That's it. But bear in mind that it doesn't only refer to your own capabilities, but also to the support of your allies. Yeah, that's definitely part of strength. Changing one hell for another. Yes. I'm glad I didn't portal over to Hogwarts. To master one's Earth is to be aware of where to look for potential, not to be drunk on one's power. Motherly love, loyalty, sisterhood, those are all also forms of Earth energy. I understand. I kind of get it. Now, for the third part of the contract, we will seal our Earth energies together. Hit me with that question. Remember, your answers will affect your fate dramatically. For the Earth Seal, what do you want to become your main source of determination? I mean, personal growth. This is great. It really is. But, like, in order to foster this best, you need to have this, I feel. You can go for, like, a fucking vindictive run. Probably trying to get back on your old coven. Personal growth and realization. Bad news won't stop coming. Matt Pat won't theorize anymore. I saw some posts about that, but I don't know what that's about yet. So I'm gonna look into that after stream. But I did see some people sad. So I don't know what to expect, but I'm gonna look that up after stream. Myself, personal growth and realization, self-realization. The lone wolf, huh? Yeah, frequently. It's the safest position to rely on yourself. I mean, having friends you can rely on is pretty powerful, though. I just hope you never break down, or your willpower will shatter. There will be no one able to pick up the pieces. That is the big downside. It's okay. I've come this far by myself. 200 years into a 1,000-year sentence, so, like, you didn't want to stay by yourself for that long. 200 years is a while, though. You sure look strong. I'll concede that. Very well. Now I will seal our Earth energies together. Get ready. Yeah, you're right. No bathroom. Maybe she doesn't need it. But I mean, she's got her cauldron. And what look like are probably food items. Yeah, space could be an infinite toilet. That's one way to do it. That stuff's going to come crashing down onto a planet or into a star eventually anyway. And by that time, it'll be completely unrecognizable, burning up in Atmo or, you know, just cosmic atomic fire. Ugh. The power. I love Earth contracts. I almost vomited with this one. Yes, Earth has a lot of presence. I've seen other witches puke right up after sealing it. I'm one of the tough ones, then. Oh, you bet you are. You've been the first one not to cry during the ceremony. Although, we still have fire to seal. That one's painful even to me. Oh no. You can do this. Only one to go. Now the fun part. Card making. And now she doesn't auto-walk anymore. What a great design for our buddy Abramar here. So, earth energies, and we've got a little bit of water and air to work with. What do we want that I couldn't touch before? If the butterfly effect is a thing, then a number 2 can come crashing down to a planet and cause an apocalyptic event. Yeah, that's, I mean, it can, I guess. It's probably going to burn up on entry, though. It could hit something along the way, like a satellite or a space station or ship. And at that point, if it's been flung around enough, could definitely punch a hole through something, including a person, which would be just, if they knew what hit them, oh man, that'd be so bad. That'd be so bad. Unspeakable dimensions of this temple will make witches who study inside its halls aware of their insignificance within the universe and enhances their powers through humility. I do like humility. Can't use fire yet. The gem skull belt is cool. The chambers turn a witch's words into energy and allow them to communicate with extra-dimensional beings. We're doing that already, I think. Titans are said to be able to mine a planet. No one knows what they use the minerals for. They're happy to share if you ask them with respect. I do like non-Euclidean spaces. This is also like self-reflection, which would pair up really well with the mirror. I wonder if you get extra runs and different allotments of energy. Because I would love to pair this with the mirror. I guess I could just not choose the mirror last turn. Maybe. And then maybe have enough water left over. But you also get to choose different, like, conclusions to your readings, which give you different energy. There is a lot of variability in the replays here. It's operated by iron golems and allowed many human covens to expand beyond the solar system. Manipulate matter. I'm all about that. Underneath the crust of Venus is pretty cool. Let's go with humility for now. And then I could do this. Put smiths from other dimensions inside immortal minds to guide and protect them. And it looks cool. Hooves. Thin claws. Crab. Plus a big old pentagram for protection. What's some, like, explicitly Earth stuff? Oh, the fucking mecha! But we're doing the, like, humility, right? The Moonstone Temple. St. Peter being like, what killed me? You don't want to know. Yeah, that would definitely Our buddy Abramar mentioned sealed cosmic knowledge better left unknown. That's a thing you don't really need to know. Like, I think when it comes to truths about the reality of things, the more you know, the better. But sometimes telling a little white lie or omitting some information to protect somebody is not a bad idea. I don't know what this... See, I don't know what this represents, like, at all. Aside from mecha cool, which, hey, it is. Oh, and because you can mirror stuff, I could just put another fist and leg if you wanted to make, like, the full... that's kind of cool. The gold blower is neat. I might do that. Can't do the Duchess yet. Or the Pyre. Or the Banner. Could almost do this, but I kind of don't want to. The Dragon. Born from the imagination of mortals and extinct because of their greed. Keeping treasure and grudges, but also mixed with humility. In the sphere. This is like a one with nature and good at paying back type of thing. That's an option. 5. Protect knowledge and hunt traders. Yeah. Ability to take celebration to levels of pure ecstasy. They've never visited Earth. We could maybe call on them though. Okay, so more options than previous card builds. I like this guy. Or the gold blower. Speaking of number 2, see what the gold blower is blowing? Yeah, one of them is a little swirly poo like. Absolutely. Dragon is an interesting choice. The Harvest Oracle is also an interesting choice. I think you mix well with humility. But I've got options. I almost want to go with the Florist. That's all of my water energy. But I can save a bunch of earth for this. Last bladed tool forged by the gold blower. The golden shield for hollow, so you can feel the energy resonances of the earth while you dig. That's a strong option. I could do the trumpet here. Man, to be blowing shit, that thing ain't good for you? Yeah, probably not. I don't know, glass blowing's cool. And you could do funny stuff like that. You listen to someone's ASMR stream turned sus. I'm not huge into ASMR. Which is a little odd because this stream of mine is like totally narration. But yeah, a lot of ASMR streams can do that. I wouldn't really know. It just kind of seems like it. Sometimes it seems like, I don't know. I see a lot of, like ear cleaning, interesting oral triggers, which I think is kind of like the beginning of ASMR stuff. What a lot of it is popular for, and then a lot of other ASMR stuff is a little sussy. Absolutely. This might be a good mix, but we're on like humility and balance. Which leads to solid, inevitable growth. Oh, I like that. Do we have any air and earth? Oh, this is also very stable. Do I have any air and earth cards? Ah, but I really like this book. I might save this for the end, though, if we only do 4 cards. Blessed Safe Path. Damn. Gold Shovel, really strong option. Bottomless Jug, pretty alright option. Trumpet, pretty good option. I think I like the Seed. But this is good too. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Redacted message. It's alright, Lumboy. Pride makes you drink a zip of his crazy portal juice. Let's see. I don't know if I like... Oh, can I not get rid of that? I can't get rid of the man or the chair. Maybe... What if I have, like, other aspects in here? Okay. What are we looking at, then? Damn, see, this background image up here is dope. I wish I could zoom in and out. For the card design, right? Because you're getting in very little of the overall thing. Makes me wonder if this background placement is, you know, all that meaningful. Let's see. What about... Nice. Seems too busy. All right. Let's get rid of you and you. That seems okay. Can I make the chair be under the guy? Yeah, it's cool, actually. Like, it's simple. I wish you could zoom out on the background to get more of that image on the card. But every other object you can layer and choose to put on top of behinder things, or you can flip them, you can rotate them. That's what I said too. Like, we're making cards. It looks like I'm piecing together card aspects on a smartphone, right? Moonstone Temple is a gateway to illumination. Flower language is a shortcut for the deepest conversations. The sacred cane blesses the landscape. Excessive earth energy can lead to immobility. Guardian, ego, happiness, indifference, stagnation. See, it looks like I want to fill up my deck with all of these down here. And I've almost been going for 2 hours, so I think I'm probably going to cut it off at the next card. We'll do that Fire Seal. But then, like, a full playthrough is probably doing all of these. Which is a lot of variety. Nicely done. Poor guy doesn't know it's about to fall from space. Well, we haven't used the gold blower yet, so who's to say if there's a really strong number 2 headed his way or not? Though Fortuna may have thrown that out there herself. Absolutely. Nicely done. Come upstairs and do another reading for me, will you? Am I only drawing 1 card every time we do a reading? Don't you normally draw, like... Well, there are a lot of different ways to do it for tarot. I guess we are only drawing 1 card here, huh? We have 3 cards now. Any ideas on what to read next? Like, do I get to do multiple cards? With tarot, you never know? Sort of. It's more about reading and implicate. I mean, I'm not a big tarot person at all, but it's more about, you know, reading, interpretation, implication. Usually, like, we decided that we were going to read for his past. But usually they come to you wanting something, and then you draw. And based on the order of the draw, you kind of read out an answer to the thing they came to you for. We're going to read your desire. I want to find out what your true intentions are. You want to expose your teacher? Don't give me no quarter, huh? I'm game. Do your worst. I need to know, for the sake of our relationship. 1 second you're reading your future, and the next you're naming your stand? Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Moon Temple. What was the name of... There's no guarantee I draw that one. Oh, nice. Coming of Age and Shipwreck Library are pretty good names for a stand. They're not songs, though, so that's not very JoJo. But, like, there's stand material in here for sure. And in the tarot. The Tower is a fantastic name for a stand. The moon was the fake captain, Dark Blue Moon. I don't remember that at all. And they're definitely not all band names or song names. Wasn't the tarot? Yeah, because they did all tarot in part 2. Was the moon the monkey? Song names were reserved for the 9 gods of Egypt. And I mean, they continued a lot. Oh, yeah, that is part 3. Wait. Yeah, that is part 3. Monkey with strength. That sounds right. The fake captain? Was that... Shit, it's been so long since I watched part 3. I think part 4 or part 6 are my favorite, but part 5 is really good. So it's hard to say. JoJo kind of just keeps getting better as it goes. Dark Blue Moon, the fake captain, was that the airplane? The deity in the shipwreck scrutinizes every secret. The love from the wolf mother is infinite. The mirror dispels what isn't true. And a flood of water can unleash hidden potentials. Mercy, wellness, communication, peace, power. Are you merciful, Abramar? You're resentful, but you don't seek vengeance. You seek acceptance, and that'll give me lots of air to play around with. Tower was the fly on the plane. Man, it has been a while since I watched part 3. I think I mostly remember the end of it. Like the last third of it. Partially just because, like, the idea, and I know this joke has been done to death, but the idea that Dio is stopping time and then going to move Polnareff down like a couple of steps, and he's like running down and then moving him and then running back up and getting in the exact same pose and then unfreezing time is like the funniest fucking thing ever. And that's exactly how it works. Dark Blue Moon's username was never known. He's only known as the Fate Captain. Was Dark Blue Moon the one that was like the reflection in the water puddle that could stab you? Yeah, just to troll him. It's the best. It's the best. Dio never stops. It's crazy. Resentful, but you don't seek vengeance. I've only got 2 options this time. You want to make a difference to have an impact on this universe. Oh, and I only get some air or some water back. That was Indul, one of the gods. Yeah, okay. See, that later stuff I remember more, which is why I think I don't remember the tarot stands all that well. I feel like if I can craft the story, I kind of like this outcome more. I feel like you've been around for long enough that you don't really care to have too much of an impact on the world or all of existence. This isn't even like your first universe rodeo. Dark Blue Moon was so forgettable. He's literally a fish man. Damn, I think I do completely forget that. Because even then, when you say fishman, the first thing that pops to my mind is like the stand that pops out of puddles in part 4. That's like the fish that bites off pieces of them. I'll look it up though, because I wanna remember. Like, I legit don't remember Dark Blue Moon, and I wanna. Man, JoJo's so good. I kind of want this energy, but let's go with this. Give me like a lot of air. You're resentful, but you don't seek vengeance. You seek acceptance. Oh wow. Even I didn't know that. I mean, I'm well aware that I'm resentful. I've been gravely mistreated for eons. But I didn't stop to think that the cure for that resentment could be forgiveness. I don't think anyone can enjoy a happy existence being public enemy number 1. Makes sense that you should look for redemption. Hey, hold on a second. Are we dealing with, like, Hyper Satan? Is that who you are, Abramar? I didn't say I should redeem myself. I did nothing wrong. The witches who abused my power are the bad ones in this story. I never forced anyone to seal a contract with me. You talk like an arms dealer. I suggest you stop being judgmental. Start thinking about how to put my powers to good use so I can clean up my portfolio. We'll see. We'll see. I think I'm gonna draw another card. Yeah, usually you draw more than one for these things. Oh, what for? You're quite a difficult character to read. I just can't tell what your deal is. In addition to your desire, I need to ask, why do you behave like this? What do you mean by this? Shh. Let the cards speak. That animation's so good. We got our Elder Magpie again. And not our new card. Try to hide your depression. Haha. Sad, lonely elder god. Haha. You want to be my friend. You crave my approval. These sound mocking. You're trying to seduce me. I haven't chosen any of the sexy cards yet. That's an odd option. What do I feel matches this card the most? Let's do... I don't know. This game came with a content warning. You're trying to hide your depression. I'm depressed. How could I be depressed? You don't even know what you're talking about. Are the cards wrong, then? The deck is foolproof, but there's always human error. Well, I don't feel this card is wrong. I'm not human. I'm a witch. You may be the almighty behemoth, but I'm the fortune teller here, and you're just my querent. I don't know what that word means, or even how to say it. Person who asks a question or makes... Oh, a querent. Someone who makes a query. Especially if an astrologer or fortune teller. Ah. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that word. Neat. Yeah, the fish that went from puddle to puddle was part 5. And he does kind of seem like he's sitting there silently judging us. But he's also... He was locked up in some hyperspace prison until I set a spell that set him free. And so he's been alone for 5,500 years. When this happens, it usually doesn't mean that I'm wrong, but that the querent can't accept the meaning, the outcome. Come on, I'm older than time. I would know better. Lonely? Maybe. Frustrated? Resentful? For sure. But depressed? That's a human thing. I've never known a behemoth that's been depressed. Abramar, listen. It's okay. I can help you. I'm the one helping you here. Yes, and I'm grateful. But if you ever need to talk, I'll be happy to listen. You're not alone anymore. Wow, this witch. You'll feel better, I promise. Sure. You went in for the kill with this reading, didn't you? That's how I do. If we don't dig into the intense stuff, we might as well just have a normal conversation. You are absolutely right. I can see I won't get bored with you. What now? I'm the one that needs some rest after today's session. Go and review what we've studied so far and get ready for tomorrow's lesson. Fire is the last seal, and also the most trying of the energies. Very well. No PS2 in space? I know! Couldn't you magic up a game console? Were you the leader of your coven? How would you punish someone for having summoned Abramar? Would exile suffice? Would you be able to forgive something like this? Or maybe you would think it worthy of death. I don't know. He seems fine so far. For like a crazy magic space entity who has probably seen the universe collapse in on itself and be reborn multiple times. She doesn't even have like a TV to use a PS2. I guess she's got her mirror. You could probably use that. Or either one of her windows. Those are probably both sufficient. We're ready. How have you found the ceremony so far? Do you want to review any elements before continuing? I don't think so. It's pretty basic stuff. Context, emotion, strength. Understood. What's wrong? You're not as chipper as usual. Yes, I'm sorry. Fire is usually my favorite lesson. It marks the final step before our contract becomes effective, which I'm looking forward to. But I have a bad feeling about this. That's odd. Based on your acts and all so far, I thought you enjoyed the threat of dire consequences. Oh, of course I do. That kind of adrenaline is my favorite thing in the cosmos. What is it, then? Look, you're right. I better stop dwelling on silly worries and focus on your training. I'm just moody for some reason. Man, I like this guy. He can recognize that. A lot of people can't recognize this. This guy knows himself. That's a good thing. It's not silly. What do you say we look into it with our cards after we finish today's session? That might be a good idea. It's one of the perks of being summoned by a fortune teller. So true. You're on. It'll be a good challenge as the final test for this new deck. That's the Abramar I know. You need to do sharp for the final lesson. Fire it is, then. This element is usually feared by most and yearned for by those with ill will. But fire is more versatile than most magic practitioners think it is. Fire represents adversity, battle, everything that is against you. But it's also a challenge, intimidation, the fuel of every battle. Fire is your wrath. Fire is ambition? Desire? Will? Just conflict itself. Yeah. Exactly. But don't just dwell on the negative aspects of that definition. Conflict also means growth. The only time fire is bad is when you're on the losing side. And even in defeat, there's a great deal of growth. Yeah, you learn from your mistakes. That's a defeat. That's growth. Every time you fail, you learned a thing. We are the living example of that. Master your fire, and you will conquer anything the cosmos throws at you. To tell you the truth, I'm more intimidated by water. I'm actually quite fond of fire. Maybe that's why we get along so well. Now, the final contract. This answer will affect your fate profoundly. For the fire seal, what will you sacrifice to access my magic? You know what? I don't need to go back to my coven. They cut me out. Let's just go do other stuff. Although, Fortuna likes fortune telling. She needs an audience for that. She needs other people. And if she were to give that up, then what are we even fucking doing with Abramar here? These two are the far more heavy choices. I feel like I might be playing a little safe. I feel like my immortality would probably be the most impactful and profound to Abramar. And this one maybe to Fortuna. But this is fucking cruel. So we're going to say this, the Coven. They tossed us out. They're going to fall apart anyways. Fuck them. We'll find a different Coven. The Coven. Wow, that is brutal. Maybe we're even causing their collapse right here. Why? It doesn't mean they'll all die. They could just disband, right? Yes. Or they could be absorbed by a more powerful Coven. I don't even know how Covens work in this universe. Or they could all fuse into a single, all-too-powerful witch. I've seen it happen. There are many possibilities, but still, to use everyone you know as payment is wild. Do you want to reconsider? No, all of those were pretty fucking strong choices. I mean, giving up her immortality is like the most selfless, but I want to see where this goes. No, that's my final answer. This is what we're doing. As you wish. I will etch your decision into the cosmic wheel and pray it doesn't break you apart when the time comes to pay the price. I feel like I'm shuffling the price off onto other people, actually, but we'll see. Brace yourself. Fire Covenant. Can't breathe. This pain, it burns. It's breaking my atoms apart. I love it. Help. Fortuna? This was a bit much, huh? This animation's amazing. Is this the story of us getting kicked out? Yo. I love that part of her magical girl transformation involved jeans. Hello? Why do I feel like the game hasn't even started yet? This is so good. Yo. Ooh, ooh. I like what I just saw a lot. There was a whole story in there about something that might happen, which is incredibly appropriate for this game. Or a game like this. Wake up. Fortuna, wake up. Chapter 1, Arbitrage. What happened? Hello? You're new. Sorry, I had to wake you up. You've been asleep for a couple of days. You dropped dead after we sealed the fire contract. I thought it might be too much, so I let you rest. I feel dizzy. I had the weirdest dreams. That was dope. That was on par with Blasphemous 1's cutscenes. And maybe longer than any of them, which is like, that's effort. Yeah? What about? I can't remember, but it felt premonitory. It did feel like a premonition, didn't it? I feel bad for waking you up. I mean, if only because there's like a bunch of characters and maybe even a villain that we haven't even begun to see. I think there's a... Like, I was looking at the pips underneath building cards, right? And like, oh, maybe we're going to tell a story, and once we get to the end of that, story complete. And then there's a good deal of variability in replays based on how you answer things and how you build and draw cards. But now there's like a lot going on here, actually. I feel bad for waking you up, but you have some business to attend to. What do you mean? Look at the window. You've got a visitor. That falcon. That's a familiar from an arbiter. What's an arbiter? The arbitrage office is an organism composed of former witches, unaffiliated with any coven, that ensures no witch is operating outside the laws of the magical pact. They also rule over conflicts between different covens, and rarely interfere in internal affairs. It was founded about 4,000 years ago, so it makes sense you don't know them. Yeah, that happened during my slumber. Why were they created? Probably balance, if I had to guess. Well, both the Arbiters and the Magical Pact were created after an especially bloody witch war that ended with our coven burning 87 witches inside of a white star. Nice. That's choice. Anytime you can throw somebody you don't like into a stun, that's a good option to have on hand. Brutal, right? To avoid future atrocities, some witches vowed to stop using magic and focus exclusively on keeping the peace. In the beginning, it was a group of devotees who wanted to avoid tragedy, but nowadays it's mainly composed of outcasts that have to serve the arbitrage office as a lifelong punishment. Wow, things have gotten a lot bleaker since I was last put to sleep. Well, this all happened before my time, but I'm more afraid of having witch wars than witch cops. Yeah, fair. You really want some pretty good cops, though. I mean, war's always horrible. That's rough. They're both pretty bad. But yeah, you're going to need some form of witch cop. And what do you think the Arbiter wants? Maybe they noticed I summoned you? That's impossible. My arts are untraceable. Then there's only one way to find out. Let's invite her over. Sure. I'll make myself invisible whenever you get a visit. Also, you have some energy pooled from sealing the fire contract, in case you want to expand your deck before inviting the Arbiter over. I think I do, actually. Okay. Plus, I still owe you a reading, right? Don't worry about it. There will be time for that. Okay, but you're not off the hook. We'll look into what worries you eventually. As if I could escape you. Let's make that card. And then we'll talk to our new friend. And that will probably be streamed, because, like, I've been playing this game a little bit. This game's pretty alright. It's extra chill. I like it. Okay. Fire stuff we don't have access to yet. But also I don't want to spend too much water or earth energy, because I might want multiple of them for the next steps. Where it's untraceable, leaves a watermark so that the art won't get stolen by AI. It'll still get stolen by AI with that. There was, I forget what it is now, there was a service, like some AI programming people made a service that artists could use for free that would, like, invisibly watermark any artwork to human eyes, but when AI looked at it, the watermark would completely fuck up the perception by the AI, and I thought that was pretty cool. Earth and wind, but no fire, right? We gotta get some fire in here. Magical cemetery for the witches who dared to tamper with time. Quicksand absorbs their bodies and turns their soul to heat. That kind of goes along with our whole humility deck. Home of Dahlia, the Daggersmith Witch. White sands of this domain are cursed. Earth sediments wake up and transform into bone daemons. Dahlia hunts them and uses their bodies and innards to craft ceremonial knives. War is meaningless aligns pretty strongly with what we just talked about with our visitor friend appearing. So does a hypergiant star. Defrenia, City of Blacksmiths. Fallen Beast, Forger's Always a Light. Forgotten Factory. I think... War is meaningless, or a giant star. I think let's save a little fire energy. I can expend one earth here. And then... Can I do all of these? Only 2 that I can't afford. Wow. Shatters the fabric of the void. Big ol' Lust Witch. Lust-fulfilling witch. Never really getting caught. What are considered puny cowards? These witches know there's nothing braver than to charge into the battlefield with cloth instead of a sword. Well, okay. But white flag. Pureblood seeker, never-ending vengeance. I'm getting the feeling that, like, some of the answers to Abramar's questions are more anger and vengeance oriented. And some of the cards you could make are also similar, and maybe even eventually have to make, are more vengeance oriented. Don't protect people, but ideals. Symbol of resilience and sacrifice can only be killed by corruption. That's pretty strong. Kind of feel like... Let's shatter the fabric of the void, shall we? And then... Probably still do almost anything in here, too. These are less expensive. Can do anything. So we have war is meaningless, sidereal lover that breaks power of the void. Gonna have visitors here. A panicked Russian astronaut enters the scene. Yeah, I mean, we might want to try and steer clear from the normies, which Russian astronaut historical people included therein. Big ol' fire and change. Shed light over hidden courage, but also rage. Spirits did not submit because of the pain, but because of the pleasure. I mean, this one clearly goes with something else, I feel. Can light a flame. We just got an Arbiter in. Maybe we use the Arbiter's most essential tool. Eyes of the Night, Pain for the Wraith. That sounds pretty vengeance-like. Couple of hunter things. I think fucking... Well, okay. Change. No one can ignore my shit. Which is pretty strong. Or... Spread knowledge. Catalog it. Yeah, I'm doing like balanced stuff, but yeah, let's do that. I like... Let's protect some shit, shall we? Can you not go behind the book? Oh, okay. What does send backward or bring forward mean? Like, this much is obvious. Duplicate. What does send backwards mean? Because I can rotate it. Is this... Oh, no, it is layered. Okay, 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 okay. Ooh. Let's see how those kind of match up. Yeah, inshallah. There we go. That looks good. Make it look like an indie folk rock album. A lot of these look like indie folk rock albums, for sure. Energy of the star is fierce. A love too intense on the verge of turning into hatred. An invitation to traverse new paths. The Arbiter's book puts this revelation in front of many eyes. Meanings of deception, the unknown, guide, discovery, rejection, bad omen, and temptation. Oh, I can go ahead and create more? But I don't know what I need for our Arbiter here. So let's save. I've got about equal of all energies. When I'm lagging a little bit. It's not even late, ISP. What are you doing? I'm lagging a little bit. Okay, frames have stopped dropping. Hello. What messages do you have? Dear Fortuna, my name is Thea, and I write to you from the arbitrage office. Your personal situation caught the attention of my superiors, who tasked me with reviewing your case. I'd like to interview you regarding your exile and write a plea to your coven's leader to revisit your case if we judge the punishment to be excessive. Yours faithfully, Thea, Arbiter Badge 210, Waxing Crescent. Sure. What's this about, Thea? Oh, you just come right up. Hello. Welcome. You look nice. Thanks for having me. My name's Thea. Thea? I think that's Thea. Arbiter Badge 210. Thank you for coming, Arbiter. I really appreciate the office paying attention to my case. I've been isolated for 200 years so far. That's precisely why I'm here. The arbitrage office recently discovered your situation, and we're worried it may go awry for the community. Nah, what could go wrong? I didn't summon any elder space gods that have been locked up for 5,500 years. It's fine. Don't ask me where my new cards came from. I'm just working on my own tarot deck. You know, something to occupy the time. This music is fantastic. This music is really good. Excessive punishment begets rancor. And 1,000-year-long exile? That's the perfect recipe to build up a lot of bad blood. Yeah, it's not like I already chose to sacrifice them or anything. And we all know what a witch can do with a surplus of bad blood. Yeah, we do. But I'm here to help. Let me know about your case, and we'll look for a way to make you feel better. Thank you. I already had a meeting with Adana, the leader of your witch clan. Are we calling them clans now? Adana told me that you predicted the fall of your coven. She explained to me that she didn't punish you for that, though. She punished you because of how you handled it. Oh shit, are we gonna learn some stuff like my character didn't handle it too well? I mean, that could easily be the case. I am exiled. Like, well, I think the Adamar was exiled like Zod from Superman. I'm not in a pocket dimension. I'm just in an asteroid floating through space for 1,000 years as punishment, which seems a little extreme. And yeah, you know, we're witches. Maybe we don't have to breathe. Maybe we just like have air around us because we can. Apparently, you plunged the Coven into chaos, giving ill advice to any witch, telling them to prepare for the end times. That's That's a bit extreme. I mean, did the reading say that they were going to fall tomorrow, but they're still around? Those actions almost destroyed the coven before its time. So she decided to exile you and deprive you of your deck, so you can meditate on the range and meaning of your powers. It feels like she... Well, so my character was definitely exiled for predicting the downfall of her coven, of her group. And now, and like, we already knew that that caused people to panic and a little bit of chaos to happen. But now it looked like we may have had a talk, or the head of our coven had a talk with us about being like, hey, you maybe don't need to share that or like focus so much on it. And then we got bitter, and then we started intentionally sowing panic amongst everyone in the coven. But I don't know. Thea here, you know, she just got here and she's already talked to Adana, the leader of our coven. So maybe she just got Adana's side of the story, right? And that's not everything. Now, that's the official version. I'm interested in what you have to say. Do you think what you did was wrong? Nah. A premonition that grave should be disclosed to the community. People have a right to know. I know Adana's a leader, but like, this is a thing that everyone should know about. So no, a premonition that grave should be disclosed to the community. You don't agree with your leader's judgment. That's not dangerous per se, but it's a bad ingredient to add to the plot of imprisonment. I mean, what if leader bad, though? What would you have done, then, if the end were nigh? You'd like to know, right? I shouldn't give my opinion. I have to act as a neutral party, Fortuna. You're still a person, Thea. Next question. Do you think your punishment is fair? I like this. Just be like, fuck no, what are you talking about? 1,000 years? That's dumb. Or, yeah, I trust her judgment. Lie. Definitely a lie. Not my character's intent. Nah, it's way too excessive. So hey, we're probably all gonna die a horrible death, but don't go around saying it too lightly to people. Or like, you know, be prepared and maybe it won't be as bad, even though it can't be avoided. Oh, absolutely not. This is way too excessive. I understand. Hardly anyone would accept this kind of sentence. The thing is, I don't know precisely what our fortune telling was originally, right? I don't know exactly. Oh, there goes my connection. Not downloading anything. It's not the time of night where my ISP likes to update things. Modem's fine. And I got nothing else open. Oh shit, 0! Dang, I just lowered my upload, and it is still not working. Not maintaining a consistent upload. Well, okay. There we go. There we go. I might be back. Let's push it a little. Okay, I think I'm back. Let me try and push it back to normal. That should be about good. Nah, it was definitely upload on my end. So yeah, we definitely did predict the downfall of our coven, but we don't know any of the details or how. Oh, I might not be so back, but I'm mostly kind of a little back. Definitely better than before. Anyway, so I don't know the details of exactly what went down with my coven. Still, being put here for 1,000 years is, you know, a little crazy. Hardly anyone would accept this kind of sentence. How are you coping with the centuries of isolation? I mean, it sucked at first, but then decades into century went by, and now, you know, you just deal with it. It's fine. I definitely haven't summoned an eldritch horror and damned my coven. It's fine. First it was hard, but I think I can manage. Wow, you're so strong. Yeah, that definitely wasn't a lie. I'll see what I can do to improve your situation. I can leave less worried about you doing something drastic, right? Yeah, I think so. I'm getting along fine. Still don't understand why Adana deprived you of your tarot deck. I mean, if you're isolated, what does she care if you have your magic or not? That's something I'm supposed to reflect on while exiled. It's a pity, because I'd have loved to have my fortune read. Anyway, before I leave, as an arbiter, I'm obliged to ask? Isn't it obligated to ask? Anything to confess? Actually, I'm crafting a new deck for divination. Oh, cool! That's bold. But I don't think what you're doing is illegal. Idana took your tarot deck from you, but she doesn't have authority over your new creations yet. I'm sure she won't be happy to hear it, though. You don't need to report to Idana, right? I trust in the office's neutrality. Of course. Unless you break the magical pact or it becomes relevant during a trial, we won't disclose this sensitive information from our investigation. In any case, what I'm crafting isn't a tarot deck, it's something new. Oh, really? Can I see it? Would you like a reading? As an arbiter, it's my duty to make sure that your new project doesn't break the magical pact, so I'd love a reading. Very much, yeah, please. My pleasure. Cool. Let's end on a reading. Is there something you'd like to ask the deck? I want to know what's in the future regarding my career as an arbiter. Very well. You seem like the voluntary type, and not the type that's been punished into being an arbiter. I'm going to draw 2 cards for you. First one to look for opportunities and good omens, and the second one to warn you about the possible changes, challenges, or adversities. That's scary. Would you prefer not to know? No, please go ahead. All right. Here we go. Gotta love the irony of casting her away to prevent the end, only to end up causing it due to casting her away. Yeah, pretty much. Plead dementia, don't go around saying what kind of powerful cards I have. Fortuna must fortune tell, by the feel of things. Mercy, wellness, communication, peace, and power. That should probably be the good one. There's some understanding going on here. Going to be promoted to a higher rank. Ooh. I'd love to tell you a fortune. It generates me energies. In the future, you and I will become allies. You're going to meet something really special that's going to change your life. I could use allies. Oh, really? That's what the card said. Since it came up in the good slot, I'm sure this alliance is going to be very fruitful. Or at least it will be for you, since it's your fortune we're reading here. I'm sure this is something good for both of us. I'll never deceive someone who helped me. Provided you don't break the law, of course. yeah, I know about that. And then, Nice. Cool. I was really hoping it wasn't the brand new card. Guardian, ego, happiness, indifference, stagnation. Can lead to immobility. So you might will suffer a critical permanent injury or wound. Don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. I mean, really, this one is all about growth and stability. Or maybe stagnation. But it's like not that bad. Yeah, I feel that's what that says. Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. Oh, that's it? What can I say? Some people are born under a lucky star. There's not a whole lot bad to read from this card. Wouldn't call myself a lucky person, though. If I was, I wouldn't have ended up as an arbiter. Why do you say that? Aren't you happy? You seem ginky. Well, I do enjoy my job, but I didn't willingly become an arbiter. I miss so many things from being a normal witch. Like, dating and all that, you know? Yeah, that's fair. I'm sorry. It's alright. It's what I deserve. Why is that? Oh, actually, you can't ask. An arbiter's background is classified. Fair enough. I think that kind of protects your status. Happy to know nothing grave will happen in the near future anyway. Thank you. You're welcome. Well, what do you think of my new deck? Oh? I want to be adored. Broken? Or does that mean... Was this whole thing because I chose I want to be adored? I had to show off my new deck and I want her to like it? Or did this influence... This always happens, but that choice influences her decision here. That was amazing. And a bit scary. But mostly amazing. One of the other options was being feared. Saying that is calling for her to be paranoid? Which part? Just saying, oh, it's gonna be fine. It's all fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that... Based on, like, the first one had a little bit to it, and the second one being, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. Is, yeah, cause to worry a little bit. Thank you. Your gift could be a very valuable asset for our office. It's a crime that you're imprisoned here. Well, I shouldn't position myself in such matters. At least not that strongly. But I made you an ally. And I told you everything's gonna be fine, which, like, probably. That card doesn't seem like a very bad card to come up in the bad part. If I were doing that reading, I would have worded it differently for sure. Because, yeah, going, no, everything's going to be okay. It's fine. Don't worry. Is a little worrying coming from a tarot reading. In any case, it's an objective truth that your skills are wasted on this forsaken rock. Now, as an arbiter, I can't simply overrule Adana's sentence. But I'm going to lift the ban on visitation. You can do that? I just requested a permit from the main office. It'll become effective as soon as my arbiter's notebook gets updated with a moon stamp. Arbitrage forms are updated in the Master Grimoire as soon as my pen touches the paper. Yeah, it's cool like that. All of what I've written so far is already in the office archives. You girls sure are efficient, huh? There are witch covens all around the universe. Can't afford to be traveling back and forth to the Moon Temple all the time. Makes sense. And there's the stamp. It's official. You can now receive guests on your cute asteroid home. This makes me happier than I can express. You deserve this. I'm just happy to ease your pain. Thank you so much, Thea. Just doing my job. Do you want me to let your coven know? Just let Jasmine and Dahlia know for now. Dahlia was a name. Was Dahlia the knife crafter? I'll have to look for Jasmine. I'm building a deck based off of... like, it's like a specifically witch tarot deck. But I don't know that history yet. which would be a really cool way to let my choices in the game influence things that happened before the game started, which would then go on to influence things later on in the game. This is, you know what? I'm probably not going to stream this again, but this game is really cool, and I might play around with it occasionally in my off time. Specifically because it looks fantastic, and the soundtrack is great. And it's got a really interesting, like, narrative hook to it so far. I'm not ready to go public yet. It's been 200 years. I understand. I'll send a falcon to each of them. Thanks again. Well, I should be going now. It's been a pleasure to meet you, and thanks for the reading. Absolutely. Take care. Let me know if there's any trouble. Bye-bye. See you later, Thea. And that's that. Chapter 1 done. Chapter 2, Making of a Witch. Are we zooming back in time? Maybe. Is this Dahlia and... Oh, Patrice. I had a 5-minute long orgasm. Damn, lady. No way, you're shitting me. How was it 5 minutes? Were you counting? I swear, I don't know what he did to me. Pushed him away when I started coming. He rolled up a cigarette and smoked it while watching me squirm. God damn. Well, we had a content warning at the beginning. When he put it away, I was still fighting the last spasm over the carpet. I'm so jealous. I want to have a super orgasm, too. How'd he do it? Well, this is about to get graphic. Never mind, that's very blunt. Put this special toy in my butt. Played a major role, but I think it was the combination of many factors. The incense, the cocktails, the music, the smell of the sea. Planets just aligned, you know? So cool. Hearing about your sex adventures is so fun. You should write a book. I'd rather keep it between us. I don't want everybody to discover I'm a sex goddess. Imagine dealing with all those slimy middle-aged guys at the office. So true. True, true. You should calm down with the sex goddess stuff a little, or you'll end up finding trouble. More trouble, I mean. Oh, come on, it's only been a couple of scares. What's life for if not to enjoy ourselves? You need to find someone half as good as me to understand all the good sex you've been missing out on, sis. Ooh, stop it. Gotta say, I wouldn't mind experiencing for myself what a goddess can do. Heh, what are you saying? You have Alicia. Actually, we broke up. That was a great transition. Oh, girl, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry, Eva. What happened? We've been dating since high school, and I guess we just drifted apart. This music is so good. But we looked so good together the last time we had dinner at your apartment. You know, we've always been good at putting up a front. But the truth is, this last year we've been fighting too many times a week. What about? Oh, just the stupidest details. I have my theory about what was pissing Alicia off anyway. I tried to confront her about it, but she wouldn't admit it because that would make her a bad person or something. It was because of all the activism, right? Wow, how did you... Are they even witches right now? This definitely feels like a blast to way long ago. How did you know? No, I just said it because it pisses me off a bit too, to be honest. Patrice! I guess sometimes I can be a bit too passionate. It's not that. Being around someone that fundamentally good can be frustrating. I mean, you're vegan, only consume local produce, wear repurposed clothes, volunteer at a soup kitchen. But that's not much of a sacrifice. It's just about working on your habits, really. Come on. That's a lot, actually. That takes a lot of effort. I don't do most of that shit. That's like a lot of time and dedication. Okay, I do use a car. Yeah. But I've only ever volunteered at a soup kitchen a couple of times. I'm not vegan, although I don't have a problem with it, and probably could be. And I immediately forget what the other thing was because it's something I've never experienced. Okay, I get it. But I never asked Alicia to do any of those things. Like I said, it's not your fault, but I couldn't be happy eating Burger King and wearing leather boots next to you. Come on, I'm sure the relationship was more complicated than that. People usually are. Ah, she's dead right. She just couldn't stand this goody two-shoes. Hey, look, the seat. This looks and sounds so good. Ah, it smells so good. We're here, girls. Let's offer our souls to the ocean and cleanse all the shit we've picked up from the city. Can't wait to see the meteor shower. I'm gonna wish for the three of us to leave everything behind and come alive here. I love you. Aw, always so corny. Aw, we love you too. Just as many ... dots as a JRPG. Fortuna, are you a virgin? What? Why would you ask? Yeah, nobody's happy eating Burger King. Last time I had Burger King was in the very beginning of college, and it sucked. It was so greasy, it was trash garbage. I don't eat McDonald's, I would much rather eat McDonald's. And that's not new, more recent, better McDonald's. That's old trash McDonald's. It's better than old trash Burger King. What? Why would you ask that? You never talk about dating, and I've never known any boyfriends or girlfriends of yours. It's sex, but I've never been in a relationship. Don't try to look cool. My sister had sex once in high school, and that's it. There's nothing wrong with that. I was just curious. Like, this took a trip from cool, cosmic, building tarot decks with the help of some outer god that we unsealed, to, like, just taking a trip to the beach with the girls. And I kind of like it. I don't know. I like sex, I think. But I rarely find anyone that piques my interest. You might be Dimmy, Fortuna. And that's cool. But I also wouldn't want to assume. Well, don't worry. You'll find someone special eventually. And if she doesn't find anyone, that's fine too. That's right. Relationships are overrated, says the person who just broke up with a relationship. Granted, being single forever, well, it probably feels like it sucks to people who, like, really wish they had a relationship, is way better than being in a shitty relationship. Just way better. This is a bit much, though. Relationships can be pretty kick-ass. Maybe. Stay out of my business, you two. It's the next stop. I'm pulling over. Beginning at chapter 2. You don't need your cards to see that in the future there's a kick coming your way. I mean, they made it... God, that looked so good. Yeah, I feel like these are not the two people that Fortuna mentioned for the Arbiter to send a message to, right? So I feel like this is maybe a long time ago. Before she became a witch, which is not a human. We don't really know how witches work in this game. You know? I'm gonna start preparing dinner. You feel like pizza? Yes! Body is so ready for pizza. Do it, sis. Coming right up. Holy shit! Whoa. I can like RTS highlight? I mean, it doesn't seem to be doing anything, but... Okay. I thought that was going to be a cool intro and then cut back or something, but we're going to keep going, which means this is where I'm going to call stream because I need to go make some dinner. Tom Oro. I'm going to do some Halston, which is another little game that This music's so fucking good. Holy shit. I'm gonna show this to... First the cheese? Yeah, we do the cheese first. And honestly... I don't really like olives. We might leave those off. We'll see. But I've got family coming over tomorrow. So Thursday, I'm going to be playing this game called Halston, which is like a interesting take on a zombie game. It looks like a fungal zombie game, so kind of Last of Us, but it looks like a, if you look it up on Steam, it kind of looks like an isometric, almost Diablo style point of view. But then you can like zoom in behind your character for over-the-shoulder third-person action. And that's just a demo. The full game's not out yet. So it also just caught my attention because, like this one, it looks cool. So I want to check it out. And so I am. And then straight into Alan Wake 2. This game, though... I don't play a lot of visual novels. This game's pretty cool. And I have no idea where it's going, and I'm probably going to be playing this off stream every once in a while. Except I'm playing a lot of Fear and Hunger off stream right now, which that game is... This is like the opposite of Fear and Hunger. Fear and Hunger, like, kills you at the drop of a hat. And that's how you learn. This game is extra chill. Don't use the mushrooms? I love mushrooms. I cook with mushrooms every night. Almost every night. Will I be the Champion of Dark or the Herald of Darkness? I don't know. Probably both. I get the feeling it's the Champion of Light, but, like... Maybe Alan writes his way out of the darkness by being its herald and super screwing up the world, and that's why the FBC has to get more involved and more badass. I don't know. Remedy has talked about, or at least Sam Lake has talked about, they want to have their own big interconnected universe where all of their games are kind of like Stephen King novels, and that they're not all super directly related, but... Oh no, definitely cheese first. I'm not gonna be weird and be like, and that's our base, and then we put the cheese on top of it. No. Not like that. Cheese first. Everything else on top of it. Screaming from the inside of a car. I wouldn't do that to your pizza. You can do that with some things, but not these. All of these go on top of the cheese. Anyway. Yeah, I'm excited for Alan Wake 2. I'm excited for Control 2. Because I really like the first one. It's got some major flaws, but, like, I hope they'll probably have learned their lesson. And everyone says Alan Wake 2 is amazing and, like, legit a super scary game. I've seen people say Alan Wake 2 is here, and that means we don't need Silent Hill anymore. And I can't think of any higher praise. That's just the biggest. No, Control 2 hasn't come out yet, but they've announced it. With, like, no flair. There's very little attention to Control 2. But I don't think they have anything to put out. They're just like, yeah, we're working on it. It may or may not be the next game they put out. Well, since Konami stopped giving a shit, we don't get Silent Hill anymore. I mean, there's Ascension, but it's so bad. People, like, spent a week or a month... We spent, like, a couple of weeks or a month laughing at it, and now no one's paying attention. There's still Silent Hill F, which might be good, based on the Nothing trailer that's been put out and the team that's working on it. Yeah, Ascension is not even a game. It's just the worst idea that team could have ever had. It's really bad. But there's still Silent Hill F, which maybe I'll give that one a shot when it comes out. I'll look at it. And then there's OD, which is definitely not PT. Wink, 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 wink. But so we've got some good shit. Alan Wake 2, maybe Silent Hill F, and Kojima's OD. Like, we're finally getting PT. And so, since people saying we don't need Silent Hill anymore because we have Alan Wake 2, that's fucking crazy. So I'm really excited to start Alan Wake 2 on Friday and this Saturday. You think F... Well, the team that's working on Silent Hill F put out... Oh god, I forgot that there's a remake. Right, they're doing the Silent Hill 2 remake, and they're doing the Metal Gear remake. We'll see. But I don't trust it. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm much more excited for like F could be good, maybe. But OD, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Give me that Kojima shit. And the Silent Hill 2 movie, yeah, I'm iffy on that because the first movie, like, had a lot of, kind of ended pretty poorly, right? And they made some, like, bad decisions in the structure of it. But also the cinematography was fantastic and it looked really good. There's no Bloober Team game that's good. Another in charge of the remake. They made... I mean, they're not... No one's Team Silent, right? Oh, they made The Medium? Oh, fuck. Layers of Fear was bad. The Medium was, like, really awful. People liked Observer, right? Blair Witch? No, Layers of Fear is pretty bad. People liked Observer, I think. The Medium fucking sucks, and, like, wow, that's some bad writing. That's some, like, really... That's some, like, dangerously, irresponsibly bad writing in The Medium. I've never seen anyone play Blair Witch or even talk about it. I've never played it. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it might just be pure shock value. Fucking The Medium were like... If I remember correctly, you had someone... There was bad shit going down, and some mentally traumatized people, but their trauma was, like, causing more bad shit to leak into the world. And so the moral of the story was, like, maybe the traumatized people should just kill themselves. That's not very good. That's not how you write anything that can follow up a Silent Hill. Oh, yeah, I remember seeing the original Blair Witch movie. I just don't know anything about that game. And I haven't seen the 2016 movie at all. I've only seen that first one. Definitely was a phenomenon, though. It inspired a lot of, like, found footage stuff. Some of which has been pretty good, some of which has been pretty garbage. Anyway, it's almost 11:30 here. I'm going to go make some dinner. And I'll be back Thursday with some Halston. And then Friday, Saturday, and just however long after that, it's going to be Alan Wake 2. And I might see about getting a capture card that's worth a damn before Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out. because that comes out at the end of this month. End of next month? End of next month. End of this month? End of next month. End of next month. That's more than enough time for Alan Wake. People believed it was real. Yeah, I mean, boomers were still in play, right? Anyway, yeah. As always, thanks for hanging out, Jay Hank. I greatly appreciate it. We can talk about Silent Hill and horror stuff all day, any day. Halston might be kind of horror-ish. I hear Alan Wake 2 is super scary, so I'm excited for that. I'm gonna go get some food. Thanks for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. Rad, and I will see you next time.